In other news, South Korea's president is in Brussels as he embarks on his first European tour since taking office. The visit is aimed at shoring up ties in the region and marks the first by a South Korean leader to the Belgian capital in 8 years. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa welcomed Jae Myung ahead of the 11th EU Republic of Korea summit. Trade, security, and economic cooperation high on the agenda as both sides attempt to navigate uncertain geopolitical waters. The South Korean leader earlier met with Belgian Prime Minister Bart de Wever. The leaders agreed to deepen bilateral cooperation in strategic industries, trade, and investment. Brussels is the first stop on Mr. Yi's 10-day trip to Europe, which will also take him to Italy before the Group of Seven summit in France. And for more, William Denselow has been watching developments for CNA, and he joins us live now from Brussels. William, the EU and South Korea is looking to deepen cooperation. Are there any specific areas that they're hoping to focus on here?
Well, this summit is all about advancing the strategic partnership between the two sides. And there are signs that this kind of partnership is yielding results. We know that back in 2011, the free trade agreement between the two was signed. Since then, according to EU statistics, the overall trade in goods between the sides has increased by over 5%. Now this summit is focusing on digital trade. This is seen as incredibly significant, considering the fact that, according to the EU, roughly 60%, maybe more than 60% of total global GDP is covered through digital transactions. So this would all be about removing barriers to help facilitate more trade in the digital space. Now, as you mentioned, there'll be multifaceted discussions at this summit focusing on things like cooperation in the field of artificial intelligence, critical raw materials. The supply of those from Korea to the EU will be key on the list for policymakers here in Brussels, as well as dealing with competitiveness, concerns about China, the lopsided agreements that are in place with Beijing as far as the EU is concerned, and how the EU can diversify its trade portfolio with trusted partners such as Seoul. So these are all a number of topics in the field of trade and commerce. Also, on the security and defence side, we know a key partnership was penned back in 2024. This summit, an opportunity to deepen those security pacts even tighter.
Now, it's looking to be a very busy 10 days for President Yi, who will also be heading to France for the G7 summit next week. What is likely to be on the agenda there?
That's absolutely right. An incredibly pivotal time when it comes to the G7 meeting, of course, an opportunity to really get on the same page when it comes to a broader strategy to deal with the tumultuous period in the Middle East, the impact to global trade that the closure of the Strait of Hormuz had. So conversations in that with the Trump administration will be high on the list. When it comes to the G7 countering China imbalances, when it comes to the trade relationship concerns, especially off the heels of Xi Jinping's visit to North Korea as well. EU officials have said this summit here in Brussels an opportunity to discuss the issue of denuclearized Korean peninsula. So these are all seen as absolutely critical issues of geopolitics that will likely be addressed during this visit.
William, thank you so much for that update. That was William Denselow for CNA live from Brussels.